Are you ready to know how much you'll have available in retirement, but you don't know where to start? Retirement planning is often seen as something that you start so much later in life, perhaps in your 40s, 50s, and sometimes even your 60s. Well, today I'm going to show you how you can create your own retirement logbook and set yourself up for retirement success. Hey, welcome. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I'm Hannah and I'm on a mission to make retirement planning a fun, fruitful and fulfilling experience and ultimately build a passive profit pipeline of income. If that's something that piques your interest, then consider subscribing to our new content and click the bell to receive a notification whenever new videos are released. Now, recently, I was consolidating my retirement income streams and I thought it would be useful to share with you what I'm actually doing so that you can get clear in terms of which retirement income streams you're going to have and how much each of them will actually be, because ultimately that's key. Now, over the years, I've had lots of different jobs. I've worked for lots of different employers, some where I've had a pension and some where I haven't had a pension. But the great thing about this particular exercise is that by the end of this process that I'm going to talk you through today, you will be able to pull together all of the pensions that you've had for all of the places that you've worked, and you'll be able to identify exactly how much you have accumulated in your pension today. If that's something that's of interest, then again, comment below if this is something that you think would be useful for you, and I'm sure you will find it useful actually, and that's why I'm doing this video. But in the meantime, let's get started. So what's the first thing that you need to do to work out how much cash you will have in your retirement pot? Step number one is you need to actually contact your current employer. That's if you're working for an employer or your last employer. And the key thing that you need to ask them for is a pension statement. Now, usually the HR department, or you might have a dedicated pension department or a pension team, or if it's run by an external pensions company, again, contact them and request a copy of your pension statement. That's what you're going to need to put together your retirement logbook. Now, a pension statement usually contains all of the information with regards to the money that you will receive in retirement, as well as any benefits. So that's actually the really useful thing about it, because you're going to need that to create your retirement logbook. And if your funds have been invested on your behalf, or if you've chosen a particular fund to invest in, again, all of that information will be contained within the pension statement, and that's what you're going to need to create your retirement logbook. Now, if you can't find all of your pension statements, and I can completely understand that situation, and it's something that can happen to anybody because you filed it away for safekeeping, somewhere safe. Maybe it's in the back of the drawer, maybe it's at the bottom of the cupboard, maybe it's under the mattress. Regardless of where it is, if you can't find it and you're based in the UK, you are in luck, because in the UK, you can actually make a service access request for your data and get a full copy from HMRC of all of your employment records. And this is going to be really useful for you to actually do this exercise. Now, when you go to the .gov.uk website, this is what it looks like. Now, notice that you must type in SAR, which stands for Subject Access Request. If you actually type in Subject Access Request, it actually doesn't come up with the information that you require. I have no idea why. That's just something that I've discovered, so I'm sharing it with you just so that you know what to expect. Now, when you click on that button, this is the screen that you will see, and literally just scroll down, and what you're looking for, let me just look at my other screen here. What you're looking for is your employment record. There we go. Yes, it's now showing on the screen, so you should be able to see that. So when you click on employment record, it will take you directly to this form here. Can you see it? So just really fill out all the information. You can see that a few of the fields are actually compulsory that you fill them in. And then where the arrow is pointing on screen, I've pointed that out because I want to highlight something for you, which is that you might think you've only got missing records for a portion of your previous career. But I would strongly recommend that actually you go back to day one when you first started working, because then you will have the complete list of everywhere that you've worked. So this is going to serve you when you actually come to completing your retirement logbook. So please go back to the very, very beginning. And if you can't remember the day of the very beginning, just go back to when you were 16, and then at least you'll have most of the information that you require. So this is what the rest of the screen looks like. And then remember to enter your email address in there so they can acknowledge that they've received your form. Now, with regards to that information, it might take quite a while for it to come. That's just the way that it works. But if you fill it in and send it off, you will get the information required. Now, you might say, well, okay, that's really good, or I've actually got complete records. You might find yourself in a situation where actually you can't remember all of the places where you've worked, or it might be that you've lost the information, you've moved house, or it's up in the loft and you can't find it, and you might have a mishmash of records all over the place, but you can't actually find the key information with regards to who the pension scheme is managed by. And so again, if you're in the UK, you are in luck, because we have a service here which is known as the Pension Tracing Service. And if you click through, again, you get to this through the .gov.uk website, or I will post in the comments the direct link to it below. And you go there and literally, yes, you click on it and you will see this declaration, and click on agree. If you don't agree, then obviously you can't proceed. So click on agree, and then it will ask you if you work for the NHS, if you're a civil servant, a teacher, or if you have an armed services pension. And the reason for asking that is because it asks you a different set of questions. And when you get here, feel free to click through and see if you're curious. I mean, I was curious, which is why I know what the other options provide. So do that, and then literally once you've gone through that process, it will actually provide you with all the information that you need. So remember, so far you've contacted your employers, you know who you've worked for previously. If you don't know, then you've obtained that information through a subject access request process. And if you've lost any pension information, then again, you're going to use the Lost Pensions Tracing Service. Just going to take a very brief break now in this video to keep the YouTube algorithm happy, where please, if you're enjoying the content so far, then I'd love for you to comment below and share and subscribe and like. So if you've been enjoying the content so far, I'd like for you to comment, share, like and subscribe, and remember to hit the notifications bell just so that you receive a notification whenever a new video is released. Okay, let's continue. Now, remember, you've contacted your current employer. This is just to remind you, you've also got to obviously contact all of your previous employers. If you've only had one previous employer, then your job's really easy because it's probably where you're working now. But if you've had multiple employers, then you'll need to contact each and every one of them. And what I would suggest is that this is now the time where you need to start putting together your retirement logbook, which is really a record of every organisation that you've worked for in the past. And it will include information such as obviously your employer, who the pension provider is. You'll have the earliest age that you can retire, the pension statement date. This is going to be important because every single year you're going to need to look at this and update the records. So also you want to make sure that you capture the final value for your pension from all of the pension statements that you have received so far. Now, if you have any questions about any of that, then I would so strongly suggest that you check out the next video in this series, where I'm going to actually do a tutorial on the retirement logbook. So if you've really enjoyed this video, then please do comment, like, share and subscribe, and remember to hit the notifications bell just so that you receive an alert every time a new video is published. Yes, so please check out part 2 of this mini series, which is called Your Retirement Logbook Tutorial. And it's a great way to actually get started with retirement planning at any age. There's no need to wait until you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s. Literally, if you're starting work or you're starting your own business, start this process now. It's really simple to just keep a log of everywhere that you've worked and all the benefits, because later on in life it's going to be so much harder to go back, because you'll actually have to go through this process that I've just spoken about in this video. But anyway, thanks so much indeed for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next video. So do remember to comment, like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much indeed for watching. Bye for now.